I want to introduce to you a young lady that has been a part of our community ever since she was just a toddler. I mean, just very, very young.
She was born into the community.
Yeah, she was born here, yes. She's absolutely a gem. She's not only a gem to us, but she's a musician, she's a singer, she's a pianist, and she's just a bright light in our community. We're so grateful to give birth to Joie-May Silvers.
It's upside down. Okay. I just wanna walk among the clouds, even though I'm scared of falling down, 'cause I know there's something out there, something I can't see. Yes, I know there's something out there, it's calling out to me. And if I fall, at least I'm falling free. And if I fall, I'll get back on my feet. Hi, I'm Joie-May, Revelation Silvers. Thank you. That was a little bit of an original song. So I am 17 years old and a senior in high school. So the title of my talk today is Thy Self-Realized Vision. And originally when we were visioning in the teen room with the wonderful Reverend Arlene, Spirit told me to talk about how, with the help of Agape and Reverend Michael, I have learned at a very young age that my purpose in life is to spread music. And while I still want to touch upon that, Spirit is telling me to talk about something else too. So we're living in scary times, times where there is a fundamental lack of unity on all ends of the spectrum. Living in LA, around so many people who share the same values, it's easy to forget that there are people out there who think differently than I do. But the shooting that recently took place at the Borderline Bar and Grill in Thousand Oaks really shook me up. Perhaps it was the fact that this shooting happened a lot closer than all the other ones usually do. But I found myself in the kitchen at 12:30 in the morning sobbing my eyes out as I watched the live broadcast of the tragedy. And there was an interview with this 56-year-old man who had fled while making sure his stepson got to safety. And he was breaking down over the fact that he felt like he should have done more, like he could have stopped the shooter. And the thing that he kept saying was, they were just kids. And so that reminded me of something that had happened. That week, I had missed a class in pre-calculus, and I had to take a test. And so my friend had helped me drag a desk out into the hallway. And I was sitting there with my back to the door and the test in front of me, but instead of thinking about the formulas that I should have been using to fill out the answers, all I was thinking about was that if a shooter came in through the door behind me, I wouldn't be able to see them. And how my classroom was locked, so there would be no quick escape. That is what I was thinking about, not math. So watching that broadcast was just a reminder of the fears that I and many of my classrooms share on a daily basis. And it's hard to remain positive and look to the spiritual principles that I have been taught in these moments. But it's absolutely crucial to do so. Later, as I got ready for bed, there was this huge ant in my bathroom. It was like really big. I'd never seen an ant that big. And so I asked my dad to come get it but not kill it. And while I was waiting for him to get something to take it outside in, I put a little cap over it. So this huge ant was suddenly encased in this dome of plastic. And it kept circling and circling and bumping into the sides. And my initial thought was, this must be how God sees us. But then I caught myself, and I made a conscious effort to change that thought into a positive one. because our thoughts have power over us. If I'm constantly in a negative mind space, then I'm going to manifest situations that are in alignment with that way of thinking. So I had to correct the thoughts in my head and tell myself that no, that's not how God sees us. Because we are not ants that are too simple to realize that we are caught. At least I know that I am not and you are not. Because we know that there's a universal presence within us, guiding our every action, our every step, working with us and through us. And so, in order to not be that ant, I must choose every day to trust in a higher power. Faith, that doesn't always come easily, but it's essential to life. That night, my dad offered to tuck me into bed, something he hasn't done in a long time. And as he did, he told me, I got a new amplifier today. I'm going to use it to sing about peace. And like a new wave, like an ant that was realizing it was actually a butterfly, I was reminded of my purpose, thy self-realized vision. In a world so divided, we must all do our very best to bring each other together. And one way I meant to do that is through music. I just wanna live a life I love. Even though I'm scared of messing up, but I know that love is out there. I feel it moving me. Yes, I know that love is out there to lift me off my feet. And if I fall, at least I'm falling free. And if I fall, I'll get back on my feet. One thing we talk about in the teen room is vibrational frequencies. We do forgiveness work surrounding people that aren't even in the room because everything is made out of energy. And if I forgive somebody on my end, I can forgive them on a soul level without ever verbally speaking to them. And that is what I seek to do with my music. It's supposed to touch souls. It doesn't touch a select few and leave out the rest. It seeks to touch all who listen. I'm a vessel for Spirit to sing through, to speak through, just as we all are in different ways. Maybe you suck at singing, but you make a mean chocolate cream pie that makes everyone a little more grateful they're alive. Or maybe you know a bunch of useless facts, or you think they're useless, but they actually make everyone's day. Excuse me. Being one with Spirit includes loving the mundane. It's about looking in the mirror and knowing that you're enough because you are made out of the image and likeness of God, and God doesn't make mistakes. God doesn't make mistakes. And with that knowledge of yourself, it can then be transferred to others. I can look at somebody who has differing opinions than me and say, I love you. Even though I don't agree with you, I see who you really are. You're an individualized expression of God, and I am thankful you're alive. But just because something is possible doesn't mean it is easy. So sometimes it's simply enough to ask God to love them through you. Because if we are all yelling and screaming at each other, then we will never find a resolution to gun violence or solve issues of inequality. We will achieve meaningless noise that gets nothing accomplished. So in a world full of fear-based bigotry, sexism, ageism, racism, homophobia, xenophobia, so much more, I am able to cast aside those fears and lead by example. Because even if I can't change someone's mind, I can touch them on a soul level. And that is what you must decide to do too, if you want to make a positive difference in this world. Because I just wanna give all that I am. All my laughter, all my sadness, all the truth I can. 'Cause I know there's something in me that's reaching out to you. And yes, I know there's something in you that's reaching for me too. And if we fall, at least we're falling free. And if we fall, we'll get back on our feet. We'll get back on our feet. So, this is an opportunity to listen to the youth. Since 2016, my school has been among many to have student-run walkouts against gun violence, white supremacy, sexism, climate change, and other issues we face in today's society. Do not shut us down, because we are the ones dying in classrooms. Do not shut us down, because we are the ones who will inherit the earth. Do not shut us down, because we are the ones who will carry on your legacy. And what legacy will you leave for us? Every time there is a major tragedy, whether it is due to racism or gun laws or climate change, all we hear is thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. And while those are both very powerful things, it is not enough to just give your thoughts and prayers. There's a little rule to doing improv and theater that I've been taught in order to ensure that a scene keeps moving forward. It is the rule of yes and. Thoughts and prayers? Yes, and vote for the people who will help us bring about that change. Yes, and hold politicians accountable for their jobs. Yes, and call out microaggressions, stereotypes, and thought processes that are harmful. Do not sit around in complacency. I am not scared to get political. And do you know why that is? That is because I'm not willing to accept the injustices I see in the world today. And you can best believe I'll be You can best believe that I will be voting when I turn 18. I will be 18 too, yeah. So, with the year drawing to an end, and in the spirit of today being 11/11, the time of day that I always love to stop and set an intention, I want to ask you all to focus on an area in your life that needs growth, or an aspect of the world that you think needs improvement. Maybe you need to have a little more patience with your family members, or a little more respect for yourself. Or maybe next time when your coworker tells that sexist joke that you always excuse, you'll call them out for it. Okay. So, I want you all to close your eyes for a second and take a moment to focus on something, an area, an aspect. And I want you to set an intention for how you can achieve that growth. For example, my intention for this week is to lead with a more open-minded heart. This week, begin to turn your visions into actions. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's Joie-May's Revelation Silver. Come to the center of the stage. Receive all of this love. Joie-May, Revelation Silvers. Her middle name is Revelation because she was conceived at a Revelation conference about 17 years ago. Mom, raise your hand. Dad, raise your hand. Reverend Arlene, I think you wanted to say something.
And so as we stand in celebration of the gift of Joie-May, just know that that girl, that little boy, that part of you that already knew this is calling you forth. And she called you forth today. She gave you a mission. Do it, feel it, know it, because we need to hear our youth. They are our now.
Fantastic. And when I fall, oh my God.